Welcome, amigos. Thank you so much for creating an account and starting your financial planning journey with us. We're here at our homepage, and other than this great quote, things are pretty bare right now. But once you're done with this tutorial, there'll be a lot to discuss and learn. In this video, I will walk you through the data entry process, which is the first step to creating your financial plan with El Camino Financial. This process could take up to 30 minutes. So please make sure you set aside enough time to complete the process. Your plan will identify strengths, weaknesses, and help identify actionable items to help achieve your financial goals. Once you provide your information, maintenance going forward will be a lot quicker. You'll want to review your data at least every 3 months, at minimum every 6 months, and your info will be saved, so when you make updates in the future, you're not starting over from scratch. To get started on making your plan, click on Start Now. This is where we start to enter our financial data, which will be used to create a financial plan. You will be asked to provide your income, expenses, assets, debts, and a few goals. Here at the top, I'm going to name this plan My First Financial Plan. Here on the left, we can see the types of information we will be providing in the next few steps. First, we'll start with providing our income. I can use this handy slider, or I can enter text. I'm going to use a slider. Now I'll click Continue. Now we'll provide our monthly expense data. Here we have common expense categories already listed. You can remove anything you feel is not applicable, or just leave the value at 0. If you accidentally delete an expense, you can scroll down to the bottom and click Add to add it back. You may be wondering the best way to get all of this information. Certain items are straightforward, such as loan payments and rent or mortgage. These expenses may be the same every month. For utilities, I would advise taking a ballpark number close to your previous monthly bills. We do not need to be 100% accurate here, but estimates are accurate estimates is the goal. For shopping, dining out, travel, and categories like these, you should look at your account statements for previous months and determine an approximate amount. You can also add up the totals for the previous 3 to 12 months and divide by the number of months you used to get an approximation. This expense category may take you the longest in the onboarding process, but it's very important to take your time and provide the best estimates you can. Now, I'll enter my monthly expense data using the sliders. You may use the text if you prefer. I've now entered my monthly expense data. Another category here in the expenses that may be tricky to calculate is taxes. And a quick recommendation to find this number is you can either look at your previous year's tax returns and enter the number you see there in the taxes you paid for last year and divide that by 12, because here we are entering monthly values. Or you can go to irs.gov and find their tax brackets and estimate how much taxes you will pay based off of your income. And from here, we'll now go to the next section, which is the assets section. Here we now enter our assets. At this point, you have already done a lot of work, and we're halfway through. Most of the work for our app is done upfront now in the initial setup, and using our app going forward will be a lot less work because of the time you're putting in today. Here in our asset section, I will enter a row for each of my assets. And for each asset, we'll want to categorize it and provide a description and, of course, a value. For each category, we have three choices: illiquid assets, liquid assets, and retirement assets. Illiquid assets are assets that may be hard to sell quickly because of a lack of ready and willing buyers. It may take weeks, months, or maybe even years to sell an illiquid asset. A liquid asset is cash on hand or an asset that can be easily converted to cash. The most liquid assets are cash, of course, and securities that can be immediately transacted for cash. Retirement assets are funds in an employer-sponsored retirement plan or an individual retirement account. Now I'll enter my assets. Now that I've entered my assets, I'm going to go ahead and click continue to the next section, which is debts. Here we will provide our debts. For each debt, we'll want to provide a description and a value. I've now entered each of my debts and I'm ready to continue to the next section. Now we'll provide a few goals. This is the last step of the onboarding process. This step is simple. Provide a description for each of your goals. You can have many goals, but I recommend you keep it to no more than 3. Having 3 will help you prioritize, and when you complete one, you can replace it with a new one. Now I'll enter my goals. I have now provided 3 goals. My goals may look nothing like your goals, and that's okay. We both have our own dreams and priorities. So don't worry about what other people's goals may be. This is your opportunity to nail down something you would like to see materialize. And that's the point of this whole tool, is to align your finances so that you can achieve these goals of yours. And now we've completed the onboarding process to continue with the planning process. I'll admit it's a long process, but I guarantee it's worth it. Now let's submit our information to create our financial plan. In our next video, we will review all of this information you see here to learn your strengths, weaknesses, and identify some action items. Thank you for all the time you dedicated to this. This is an important step towards your financial success, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.